Quick start for eSchedule. Welcome everyone. We're glad that your organization has decided to use eSchedule, and this video is going to walk you through the different functions, some of the basic features in terms of getting around your eSchedule account, looking at the schedule, picking up shifts, some of the things that you're able to do if your organization is using the timekeeping module as well. I'm going to start by showing you the login screen here. This is our demo site. The URL or the link that you use to log into your organization's account is going to be different. So what you're going to want to do is find out that information from your supervisor or your eSchedule administrator. So the address that you go to in your web browser or your phone or your tablet, you're going to use that to log in. Once you do that, you simply put in your username and your password, and then you can go ahead and log into the software. If for some reason you forget your password, you can use the forgot your password option right here, and that will send the password to the email address that you have on file. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. I'm going to use this account here as an example, Brighton Ambulance. We call this the dashboard. And just prior to this, you may receive some alerts on the screen. So if you have some unread messages within eSchedule, or if you have some certifications that are going to expire soon, you're actually going to see that right when you log in, and then it'll bring you in here to this dashboard. Some of the things here may look a little different depending on your organization setup, but there's a little reminder section up here. If you have any messages that are in the system, they're going to show up right here in what we call the eSchedule box. Your upcoming scheduled shifts, any certifications that you have in eSchedule that may be expiring soon. So these are things that your training manager can update or keep track of, but you're able to see the certification names and the dates. Upcoming events within the department, so these are training classes or staff meetings. You can actually click right here on upcoming events if you wanted to get in to see those or enroll in any of those classes. The status of any shift swaps or covers that you have will show up here. Any shift bids or open shifts that you have submitted to work or signed up to work for will show up here. And then any paid time off requests, if your department is using that, will show up here. So if you have a PTO request, either pending, accepted, canceled, that type of stuff, that'll show up here on the dashboard. If you wanted to log out of eSchedule, all you need to do is hit the little icon here in the upper right, and that will log you out of the software. Otherwise, you can use the simple, easy-to-use menus here to get around to the different sections of eSchedule. Again, what you see up here in the menu may vary depending on the different features that your department has turned on. The first thing I want to talk about is how you can clock in and clock out of eSchedule. So if you were to log into eSchedule and you're in an approved location, so if your employer allows you to clock in or out from a certain location or a certain computer within your stations, up here in the menu bar you're going to see a clock in link. All right, it's going to say clock in. You can click that, go ahead and clock out at the end of your shift. That'll show up here right at this top bar as well. Now in this example here, you'll notice I don't see that. That's because I'm logged in at a location that does not allow me to clock in. So if you're at home or perhaps somewhere else and you've logged into eSchedule, that option won't be available for you. Next thing we're going to talk about is the time card. So again, if your agency is using the timekeeping feature, I can very easily just go to time clock, click time card, and then I'm able to pull up my time card here. So it's going to show you the current week. It's going to show me my hours, the total number, the shifts that I worked. If you want to go back and look at an older time card, you can use the little pull down here, and that'll take you back to a different pay week. Also your paid time off balances, if you're tracking that, or if your organization is tracking that with an eSchedule, that will show up down here at the bottom. Things in your profile that you're able to change. Now if you come up here to the upper right and you click this little icon right here that says user settings, that's actually going to take you into a menu that looks like this. Some things that you can update on your end would be your password. So you can update your password here, your name. If you get married or whatnot, you're welcome to update your last name. You can control the different contact information here. So if you want to perhaps not have your home address be viewable on the member list, you can turn that off. Maybe you don't want your home phone shown, you can turn that off as well. And then of course your messaging preferences. So generally speaking, we recommend keeping these all on, but if for some reason you don't want to get a text message, maybe for some of these things, or an email, you can turn those off. Go ahead and hit update down here at the bottom, and then that will update all the things that you changed in your profile. The next thing I'm going to show you is the My Schedule view. So if you go back to the menu and go to Schedule, click on My Schedule. This is a nice at a glance monthly view of your upcoming scheduled shifts. So it's going to show you some different things. There are some different settings in terms of what you can look at. here, and that can be done through the schedule preferences icon up here at the top if you wanted to see the information a little bit differently. We do have a separate video on how you can connect your eSchedule shifts with your personal calendar. So if you were to hit this icon here, go ahead and hit the export to iCal icon, and that's going to bring you to a page with instructions on how you can connect this to your personal calendar. So again, what this will do if you set this up is any shift that you have scheduled in eSchedule is going to show up on your personal either Google Calendar, iOS device, or Outlook. One caveat to that is any events that you have signed up for through the events calendar will not appear in that feed, so just keep that in mind. Let's talk about open shifts. If you wanted to pick up an open shift, you have a couple options. If you go down to open shifts on the schedule menu, there's a nice easy report here of all the different shifts that are open. If you want to look out a little bit farther, you're welcome to do that. Let's say I want to look through April 30th. Hit refresh. That'll show me some additional open shifts here. Now you'll notice I can click on some of these but not others, and that's just because of the clearance position here. So if you're able to work these ones here, you can click on the link and go ahead and either sign on or bid on that shift. These ones down here, you're not cleared to work this position, so you're unable to click those. And the last thing we're going to show you is how to look at open shifts on the schedule. So if I go into, let's say, the weekly spreadsheet view, I'm actually going to go forward a week and see if we can find an open shift here as an example. So here on April 24th is an open shift. If you wanted to go ahead and submit a request to work that, here's another one, 23 to 06. You can go ahead and click that. From there, you can either click the bid button. It may say sign on depending on your organization setup. Again, this screen may look a little bit different depending on how things are configured within your account. If you have an existing shift and you want to initiate a shift swap, you can do that as well. So if you click on any existing shift that you might have, you can go ahead from there and initiate a shift swap. So you're going to essentially choose the name of the employee that you're swapping with, choose their current shift, and then you can go ahead and submit that swap request in. We do have some additional help information on how the details about that process works, but in this video we just wanted to show you the basics of how to initiate a shift swap. That is it for QuickStart for members. If you have any questions, your first line of defense should be your supervisor, or you can also check in with an eSchedule administrator if you need additional assistance. Thanks for watching and enjoy using. Bye-bye.